Yo, what up, man? Chris, I'm about checking back in, man. Back with the blog, man. Make sure that like button and subscribe button and weigh in, man. I appreciate all the support, man. I want to talk about the Tsu Surf situation. You know, I like talking about the legal system, the pitfalls of it, some things that the prosecution does to benefit them, things that you can do to benefit yourself. And it's really a passion of mine, man. I might create a YouTube channel. I know I said that before, but I'm really thinking about it a lot more now. Because, you know, battle rap is not as fun as it used to be. And it's not like this particular drama right here. It's just at the end of the day, if URL and RBE aren't doing any events, there's not anything to talk about. And it's just a lot of drama at the end of the day. So it's just a lot of either you doing a negative blog and then very few battle rap blogs, or it's just nothing to talk about at all. And with no YouTube releases, no battle. I miss the old battle leagues, bro. Like Black Ice Cartel and Bullpen when they was hot, Spit That Heat when they was hot. You don't have that anymore. So you don't have a variety of battle leagues. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody that's still trying to do their thing. But the YouTube releases, in my opinion, have hurt. The lack of YouTube releases has hurt battle rap more than anything, bro. More than anything. You know, you try to recap battles and they all on the app and you can't use the footage. And then like, half the time people ain't watched the battle yet. It's just not the same feel. So I may be branching off. I may be talking about sports. You know, I like basketball and football. So y'all let me know if y'all will support another channel. You know what I'm saying? I'll get that popping. But you know, I gotta see what the people say. You know what I'm saying? So let me know. Tsu Surf situation. Very unfortunate. Obviously, Surf has been at the top of his game. He was on Rolling Loud. He battled JC. Recently, he probably averages at least $40,000, $50,000 a battle, along with his record deal, along with touring the whole nine, and just being a superstar in battle rap. You know, so I mean, it's very unfortunate that this happened. I had a friend that's in the legal system in terms of like a lawyer or whatever, look a little bit into Surf's case. And a lot of details aren't really completely out yet, but there are some things that you do know about this case. And I kind of want to share with you some things that was told to me. And but let me start off by saying this: I don't necessarily respect the gang life, the gang culture, what it represents, the whole nine. I just don't respect it, man. I don't respect really nothing about it. I don't really know why people join the gang. You know, back in the day, the gangs used to actually be beneficial for minorities. They used to protect neighborhoods when there was a lot of police brutality. They used to actually get jobs for people and provide opportunities for people. They more so had joined to kind of police neighborhoods because the real police was more so being abusive against minorities. So they used to stand up to that. And that's what gangs used to be like back in the day. And now it's like it turned into black on black crime. Y'all remember like the Rodney King stuff and all that. I'm talking about back in them days, like the gang life used to actually be beneficial for African Americans and minorities. And now it's like everybody joining the gang and it's like it's black on black crime, it's niggas robbing, stealing each other. And it's almost like you join a gang, you gotta beat a nigga ass or get jumped in or whatever. And then you join a gang and you the new person, they put you on a dummy mission, how you do a crime, you get arrested, go to jail, they don't put money on your books, they don't check on you, they don't check on your mama, they don't bail you out or nothing. And it's just like you did all this to be in a gang. And I can't respect that. And then when I got locked up, I saw like all people do is just come in as gang members. And then the minute niggas get on their ass, they just turn Muslim. That's really what the jail system is. You come in a blood, you come in a Crip, you come in as a GD, you come in as whatever. And you either stay like that and you click up with those people in jail and that become like your crew, or niggas is on your ass because you got a Cody or you got a case with other people and people feel like you telling or whatever. Or they just say, oh, this dude is a plate. The Bloods will beat up other Bloods in jail like it ain't nothing. Like they go down all the time. So my thing is, they'll do that. And then for protection, they'll just turn Muslim. It's not about respecting a religion or liking a religion or doing all these niggas still like pork. These niggas don't want to pray. They don't want to get up in the morning at 5 a.m. and pray. That's what they be doing in jail. They don't want to fast. They're going to be down there starved. They already don't give you no food. And then they want you to fast. So niggas don't even want to do that. But they become Muslim for protection. And the Muslims accept you as you are. No matter what charge you got or anything, they'll allow you to change your life. And they almost act like a gang in jail themselves. The Muslims in jail are like a gang. They supposed to be on this peaceful stuff and the whole nine, but the problem is they bring so many gang members into the Muslim culture that it turns into a gang itself. So they outnumber everybody because a pod may have like 30 people in a pod, and 8 of them might be Muslim. 4 might be Blood, 2 might be Crip, 1 might be GD. But as you can see, there's more Muslims than the other thing. So the Bloods, the Crips, and the GD know that if they have an issue with another Muslim, they're outnumbered and niggas gonna get on their ass. Everybody else is just a civilian, like myself. And we ain't really looking for no beef and no war. So the jails are kind of controlled and dominated by gang members at the end of the day. But the Muslims still outnumber most people in pods. That's because every day, every week, every month, niggas is trying to turn Muslim because they locked up in jail. And they know when they go to prison, when they leave jail, if they get found guilty or whatever and actually go to prison, it's better to just turn Muslim because in prison, there's tons of Muslims. So now everybody got your back. That's all it is. They only do it for protection. Them niggas don't even know why they join a gang. So I don't really respect gang life at all. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. I'm actually surprised how many people are in a gang in battle rap. You know, I know back in the day about R. Shook, you know, Hitman, all them people. When I got out, bro, I remember Geechee Gotti's rise. I remember like when he battled Stewie Newton as a proving ground person. And then when I got out, he's like champion of the year. And I feel like he ushered in a lot of this. He ushered in a lot of the cool to be a gang person and really put it out there, which is already terrible to do anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I'll get into that in a minute. But put it out there like that. I remember when K-Shine battled Arsenal. And I don't remember us marketing that battle as Blood versus Crip. But everybody will tell you K-Shine is a Blood. But I don't remember that battle being marketed as Blood versus Crip. And if you go back and look at the battle, you can see that Arsenal has nothing but purple on in that battle. And he's actually kind of bullying K-Shine a lot on that stage.
The injured D-Rose try to tap on Shaq. Little niggas like yourself, I take tack on that. You couldn't beat me in your dream, I put a stack on that. I ain't gonna shoot you in the head, I'll put the strap on that.
And then fast forward, K-Shine battles Geechee and he's like flagged up and all this kind of stuff. And I don't remember it being so prominent. And now when you look out, you got people that are in gangs. You got like most of the Goonies, I think Jack Boy and Drugs and Twerk. And then you got Chef Trez, I think is a Blood. O-Red is a Blood. I'm just trying to think of everybody. Obviously you got Geechee Gotti a Crip. You got Rum Nitty a Crip. Like, I don't remember Rum Nitty throwing up C's and everything. Like, when I go back to his old King of the Dot battles, like when he battled Danny Myers, like damn near over a decade ago. I just don't remember the way they talk about being a Crip or a Blood in a battle. I don't remember that being a topic of discussion way back in the day. So it kind of made me think, like, did Geechee Gotti just make it cool? You know what I'm saying? Just make it cool to rep something. I almost be feeling like that. I wish I could do a documentary, a story on when these people actually became gang members, why they became gang members, and why they talk about it now when they never talked about it in their battles before. Someone like Hitman Holler told me that it was all he knew. Like, all his uncles and cousins were gang members when he was growing up. So it was just a lifestyle that he knew. I don't know if that's, in that situation, it's a little bit more explanatory because it's the only thing you saw. Otherwise, I don't really understand it at all. I just don't understand it, bro. It don't really make sense to me, and I just feel like it's a cop-out because it's not why people join gangs in the first place. And sometimes I be thinking, niggas be joining gangs and don't even really know what it originated for. And I see that a lot. Now, when you look at this case right here, obviously Surf is in a lot of trouble. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat nothing in this blog that I'm about to say. So if you're in your feelings, turn the blog off. Surf is definitely in a lot of trouble. I don't think he's in like super trouble like some has been reported, but he's in trouble, and they're not gonna have to look far to find him incriminating himself because he does it in his battles. He talk about bleeding a Blood, a Crip, and doing this and doing that. So the same way they can use the lyrics and stuff in the Young Thug situation, you can do the same thing with the battles. So I just want to say this: being in a gang is not against the law. So, you know, when we talk about this Rico situation, it's nothing wrong with being a part of something. So being a Blood, a Crip, a GD, whatever, is not a crime. It only becomes a crime when you are part of a gang and you commit crimes. That's how you fall into the Rico thing. So I just want to make sure that's that we actually understand that. So obviously they picked up, I think Surf and like 9 or 10 other people that was part of his gang or whatever. If I'm not mistaken, someone else is still at large. I don't know for sure, but I did read something like that. You know, some of this is like fentanyl, drug charges. You know, I think they got Surf on like, you know, weapons charge, like waving a handgun at someone, like selling drugs, like over Instagram or something, shooting at somebody or whatever the case may be. And so those are like his charges. Then they got some of his other people on like murder charges. You know what I'm saying? Aggravated assault and murder charges, attempted murder charges, stuff like that. So there's some other people within his situation that hold very, very high charges. Now, you always innocent till proven guilty. I want to definitely make sure I put that out there. But if I'm being honest, his battle career and freedom is over with for the immediate future and beyond. It's just over with. You know, Surf actually has one of the worst charges you can have in the criminal justice system. One of the worst charges. Even if he's able to beat some of these other charges, he's not going to be able to beat the gun charge. They said he got caught with a Beretta or whatever the case. That's what they charged him with. It's going to be hard for him to beat that charge. And let me tell you the difference between a Fed case and a state case. The Feds, you know, there's a saying that the Feds come get you once they do their investigation. And the interesting part about that is when the Feds get your case, they actually get your case after they realize that they kind of then crossed their T's and dotted their I's. So they bring in an independent arbitrator or independent investigator, and he looks at the case and all the pitfalls of the case that the defense can use to their advantage. They look at it and see, okay, this can be beaten, or this could be their defense, or this can be that. If it looks like they have a good defense or at least a decent chance to win the case, the Feds don't pick it up. That's why their success rate is so good. They pick and choose what cases to pick up. So the fact that they picked up this case means they have very strong evidence. Now in the Young Thug situation, it's a state case. So I honestly feel Young Thug and Gunna can actually get off. I'm not saying they won't do any jail time, but they facing like life in prison type shit. I kind of feel like they might just do a little bit of time and get out. I feel like Gunna might just completely get off. You know what I'm saying? And just like by the time he go to trial or whatever, or get close to trial, I just feel like they'll just let him go. Or he'll win trial, one of the two. And I just feel like his only time in jail will be the time it took for him to go to trial. It won't really be no time and get like time served and go type shit. So the state kind of like has a good idea on the case and they hope to build on it. The Feds already know they got a good case. And if they feel like they can't win a case, they let it go and let either the state pick it up or they just sit on it until it gets better, or they just leave it alone. They leave a lot of cases alone. So they picked this case up, so it's not looking good at all, bro. And there's different rules, like even with a gun charge, they can charge more time on a gun charge for Feds than they do in state. And they also can hit Surf with like a, what is it called? It's an ACC, like armed career criminal. That's an act that they can use on Surf if you have 2 or more felonies, and Surf already is a felon. So now you can add his charges, do an ACC act, armed career criminal act, and that allows your gun charge to be longer, 10 to 15 years on a gun charge as opposed to like 5. My lawyer friend told me that the Feds always charge you with a gun charge if they can, because they already know that once you a convicted felon and you got a gun charge, it's the easiest thing to convict the person on. And it's hard to beat. So they already kind of know they got you. And based on your charges, they can trump it up to where you can at least do 10 years in jail, and you're going to have to do damn near 90% of that time. So they already know they got something to get you behind bars and get you behind bars for a while. And they use that to get you to flip and tell. So some of this other stuff is like allegedly this, allegedly that. It depends on other witnesses. It depends on this person cooperating, that person cooperating. A gun charge is just, did you have the gun or did you not have the gun? And they can convince the jury that you did, and that is an easy conviction. So it's one of the hardest charges to beat in the whole criminal justice system is a possession charge. It's hard to beat that charge. The feds know it, and they know that they pigeonholed you into a situation where you either gonna flip and tell or you're gonna do the time. Let me read to you what Surf's co-defendants in this case are facing. Just let me read this to you. A member of the Rolling 60s neighborhood Crips appeared in court today on charges that included attempted murder and murder as part of a Rico conspiracy. Elijah Williams, a.k.a. Little Smith, Jason Franklin, a.k.a. Freak, and Trey Bird, a.k.a. Bands, all of Newark, are charged by indictment with Rico conspiracy. Then it says Franklin still remains at large. Let's see. Williams, Franklin, and Bird are alleged members and associates of the Rolling 60s Crip. On September 25th, 2018, Williams shot at 4 individuals in Newark, striking 2. All the other victims survived the attack. On March 20th, 2019, in Irvington, Jersey, aided and abetted by Franklin and Bird, Williams fatally shot another victim. On June 20th, 2020, in Newark, Bird, with another member and associate of the Rolling 60s Crip, attempted to rob another victim at gunpoint. All of the defendants face a maximum sentence of life in prison and a $250,000 fine. Now, from what I know right now, Surf isn't charged with any of the major stuff as far as like attempted murder and stuff like that. But when, you know, it's reported he barricaded himself in a house for an hour and they had to call somebody in to negotiate him coming outside and all this kind of stuff, they're going to chalk that up as like he's resisting arrest or he's not cooperating. It's going to be hard for him to get a bond, bro. You are entitled to a bond, but I think his bond is hurt by the fact that one of the people are still at large. Also think it's hurt by the fact that he barricaded himself in for an hour. And, you know, I don't want to sit up here and just bash Surf and just be like, but I mean, if we being honest, he just made some bad decisions and it happens. You know what I'm saying? He's been very vocal in battles and music, the whole nine, as far as like what he's a part of, his gang life and everything. And yeah, a lot of times people just talk too much. A lot of times people talk too much. It's just when keeping it real goes wrong. And what I think is going to happen at the end of the day, I think Surf could actually get off on some of this stuff or not be as big of a deal, but he's not going to be able to get off on the gun charge. He's just not. And I think they're going to trump the gun charge up to at least 10 years. And that's why I say his battle career is over with, because unless you think URL going to be around 10 years from now, which I don't, then I just feel like he's never going to battle again. And I know that's the last thing on his mind. He got a daughter. He want to get home to his family. But in the feds, you do like at least, I think, 85, 90% of your time. So the worst case scenario on a 10-year charge is 8.5 years, 8.5 years. And what happened is Surf is really finna get pinned to each other. You know, I did a blog earlier telling y'all way earlier, and I said there's a little bit of Adi Boom in everybody. It's kind of interesting because Adi Boom and Surf kind of like had ties to each other. A lot of people trying to say Boom was writing for Surf and all this kind of stuff, which was never proven, but that's what people used to say. And these people that have higher charges like attempted murder and stuff like that, they're going to use Surf. But I feel like they're going to use Surf to try to bury some of these other people. They're going to use them. That's all they do. They lock you up, split y'all throughout the jail. Don't let y'all talk to each other. You don't know what's going on. It's already being leaked. Niggas is snitching in this case. It may not even be true. But you don't know because half the time you can't even see or talk to these people. And all that's going to happen is that in order for Surf to guarantee a quicker freedom, you're going to do a lot. You're going to do some time. But he may just only do the gun charge time. They may run the other stuff like concurrent. May run it with it. He may only do 10 or 15 years. And I know y'all like, damn, that's a long time. You're facing a lot more, though. If Surf didn't do any of the high charges, then sometimes the feds, they'll watch you for years. They've been watching him for years. And they'll let a small fish go so that they can get the big fish. So we know Surf, like in the past, he always got, you know, locked up and stuff. And he always came home fairly quick. That was one of the things that haunted him early in his battle rap career. People used to always be like, yo, you got home so fast on a gun charge.
Now, the first thing I thought of was, sure, free my brother Surf on that strap charge. But But 2 months later, he's on a smack card. Talking about I'm back, y'all. Now either that card, or that's the fastest 3.5 I've ever seen for a gap charge. I did a big and a half and a max for some crack. He did a week and a half at the max for a gap. So that explains all the Donatellos and purple flags right to the back. Because every Ninja Turtle had 1 leader. That was a wrap.
So I know sometimes you may look at his charges and be like, man, he kind of got off kind of easy, or I'm surprised he got home, or he beat this or beat that. Maybe it could have been purposely planned that he actually got off on a shorter time on some of that as a way to be like, we'll let you out, or we'll let you do this, and we'll just continue watching you. We'll just continue watching you. He's charged with like an Instagram marijuana sale or some shit. And it's like, them niggas on his IG, you know what I'm saying? Like it's crazy. So they could have just literally let him get off on some stuff as a way to watch him, and Surf didn't help it because he kept, you know, talking about it in raps and online and all this kind of stuff in a way to get the big fish. And the big fish are the people that's committing murders and all that. These guys that's committing these murders, if it's not Surf, they'll use Surf to get to these guys. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Surf gets out of jail on bond, or if Surf comes home anytime soon and battles, he snitched. Chris, bias. Man, subscribe to the channel, man. Don't be a hater your whole life. Chris, bias.